Welcome back to another episode of Two Colts in the Kong. As we say, another week's passed, Edward.
Time flies here in the Kong, Adam.
And Sunday, it's going to be a very exciting meeting.
You're like a kid on the 23rd of December, just counting down the days until that beautiful chestnut Christmas present is able to be unwrapped. Of course, Aethero. Interesting. I think it's a bit fortuitous with the timing, with the way things have worked out. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, not with the coronavirus, but in terms of for the horse, they didn't push him to go to Dubai. They've given him a bit more time. Dubai's then been cancelled through the coronavirus. I think the horse might have had a better preparation, just the way the circumstances of the world has unfolded recently. Yeah,
I agree. I like that he's had the break. He's a young horse that needed to mature and develop, and I'm not saying he's fully matured and developed at the moment, but that little break definitely would have helped. He looks to be jumping out of his skin of a morning. His recent trial was better than his first trial back. I think it's times and margins if he produces his best. Lightweight in his back, drawn well. Everything ticks a lot of boxes, but in saying that, he's got to beat some good horses who are racing well, and they've all had the run under their belt. But if he's as good as I think he is, he should be winning that race on Sunday.
Okay, well, let's get into that more later on. Last week it was the Magic Show, 5 winners from Herrera, 900 in total in Hong Kong, and just proving that while Zach may have hit the front the Wednesday night before, it's going to be on for both of them right the way through the season, I think, this title battle. Yeah,
definitely, and he's got another good book of rides on Sunday. Zach has some nice rides as well, but Joe's Sunday rode brilliantly. Just goes to show him and John Size are a hard team to beat. A horse like Shining Ace goes forward. It looked like a horse that just had a bit of a short, sharp sprint, but goes forward and absolutely bolts it in the last day to bring up 5 for Joe, who kicks clear in the premiership now. Had a bit of a frustrating night on Wednesday night, but still we ended up getting one on the board in Righteous Doctrine. He rode that an absolute peach. And he's riding well, and I think Sunday is going to be another big day for both of them. But I can't wait. It's going to be an exciting battle towards the end of the line.
Would be many meetings go past where between the two of them they've only ridden one winner, like we had on Wednesday.
Exactly right. It's rare these days Zach or Joe doesn't ride a winner. But when one of them just rides one and the other one doesn't, it's a bit rare. It's not many jurisdictions around the world I think that would happen.
No. Should we get on to Sunday?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's start off then. The Peel Handicap, Class 4, over 1,000 metres. The horse, I'm not necessarily going to tip him on top, but the horse that I'm interested in most in this race is a horse called Valiant Elegance. He looked fairly impressive the way that he won a trial in Adelaide prior to coming here to Hong Kong, and I did like the look of him in his most recent trial at Happy Valley. Yeah,
he's trialling well. He looked a bit lost at Happy Valley, but back to Sha Tin where he's had some trials before. I thought his trials have been good. Just needs to do it a little bit tough from that barrier 2. I do have a bit of an opinion on Decisive 12. I thought he was good first up. He just got a bit tired late. He's had a recent trial. Chris Soteam's going really well as of late. I'm going to go with him first up, and of course Trust Me was good last start. It's going to get the Pete's run, and Valiant Elegance definitely is in the race. Fabulous 8, probably a bit of an improver. I think a horse maybe just needed ride him a little bit quiet, let him relax and let him charge home, but I'm going to go with Decisive 12, Chris So and Vincent Ho in the first.
Yep, drawn to be in the right part of the track as well too. On to the second. Fairly thin on hopes, I thought, this race for a Class 3.
Tough race, very tough race. I'm going to go with Little Wise Man down the bottom. I just thought he'd be not a bad win and place odds. I thought he was okay first up. Gets absolutely no weight on his back after Victor Wong's claim. Barrier 4. I just think it's one of those races where, don't get me shocked, if Take What You Need comes across and, goes forward and gets every chance, he's going to be hard to chase. But I think he's going to be probably short, him and Victorium. Victorium's racing well, but he does a lot wrong. Barrier 11, going to get better around him. I just think he'll be under the odds. Unique Treasure's been racing well. He looks the one that could go forward and just be there. And I don't think it'll take a star to win this race here, but it's one of those races where I wouldn't be shocked if anything won it.
Yeah, I thought Unique Treasure could run well. The Transcendent form looks pretty good. Lightweight, good draw, informed stable, informed jockey. Karras, of course, rode a treble on Wednesday night. Could be one to look out for. The first of the features then is the Group 2 Chairman's Trophy, 1,600 metres, and another battle between our two best milers, Beauty Generation and Waikuku.
battle between, the two best miles, two of the best trainers, two best jockeys. It's a good battle. I think the young lad on the rise, Waikuku, the fresh legs. He's had 2 recent trials to get him ready for this. He's had a little break. He's a good horse. Beauty Generation's a champion. What is he? 8-time Group 1 winning horse.
He goes, if he wins on Sunday, he goes over $100 million in prize money.
That's I'd like to own a little percentage of him.
Yes.
He's been an incredible horse, and I don't like riding off champions, as I always say, and he was much better last start. His recent trial was good. He's happy. John's, he does an incredible job with this horse to keep continuing to get him peak. It's not easy to do as a horse trainer, but I just think the fresh legs of Waikuku, I just think he'll just get over the top of the champ late.
Yeah, I just think Waikuku's going better this season. I don't think, if it was last season, I'd be still tipping Beauty Generation. But I don't think there's a great deal between them, but at this point in time, I do think Waikuku's the better horse.
Looks like a pretty good Quinella.
Definitely. Interest, I guess, in how Furore goes the Derby when a first up for Tony Cruz.
Yeah, I'd have to see him first up. I think he's been disappointing his last few runs, and his recent trial was okay. He's got a lot to improve, and they both come out of the same Derby, but I think one horse is going better than the other. Yeah,
I think one horse probably should have won the Derby had he drawn a better gate, but that was 12 months ago. We'll move on from that. Race 4, Class 4, 1,400 metres. I thought the Chairman Lowe was pretty good last time out. I think he's one of the better hopes, but there are a few hopes in this race.
Yeah, there is. He was okay first up, I thought. He's one of those horses that he's got a big rap on him. He needs to be putting a win next to his name soon to be getting my money. I thought he looked like he was going to lengthen and quicken first up, but I thought his last, 50 to 40 metres looked like he was flattening out, but in saying that, he was first up, so he will strip fitter. I think Kaying Excellent's the best bet of the day. Hopefully he's not too under the odds. He gets every chance. Perfect barrier. Zach goes on his back. He was good last start behind a progressive horse. I just think he ticks plenty of boxes. And second day, 1,400 metre last start, goes 1,400 metres again on Sunday. I think he ticks plenty of boxes. Smiling City, I reckon, can run a cheeky race on the back up. And Witness Hunters with Jimmy Ting now. So stable change, which could be a little sneaky out wide at the big odds. But Kaying Excellent for me. I think he'll do it pretty stylishly.
Little roughy in the race for me, Mother Wishes. I
good
thought he ran on well first up. Yeah.
He did. He was good first up, drawn wide. He's just a horse that's probably, I reckon he's a miler. Needs a little bit further, but just go back, he'll probably run on late.
Okay, so the two features are the two Group 2s over the 12 and 1,600 metres respectively, but we've also got a really good Class 1 on the card. You could make a case for most of these, really. Yes,
it's a tough race. I'm going to stick with Stabby 9. I thought he was really good in the Derby. No weight on his back, barrier 5. Pulled up well since the Derby. I just think he can get the job done. The Dark Dream, he's got to improve. He's been very disappointing lately. Didn't get much luck last start, but
he was better, I thought, in the Gold Cup over 2,000 metres, and I thought you could forgive him over the mile last time.
Yeah, he's. I just think he probably start unders with Zach on his back, wide barrier. I do have him on top, Savvy 9. I think Ho Ho Khan's going to run a huge race. Recent trial was really good. His last start effort was much better. He was hitting the line late. He is a horse that probably wants further than 2,000, but in this small field, I wouldn't be shocked if he got to the outside and ran on very strongly. Butterfield's another nice horse I've got an opinion of, and you do too. And Eagle Way, he's an old champion, this horse. He just keeps trying. He rarely runs a bad race, but Savvy 9 for me, and I think it might be not a bad winning place price.
Okay, yeah, Butterfield, I was a little bit surprised where he was on the run. I thought I had him mapped further forward in the Derby than where he was. But a lightweight, good draw. I could easily see him close to the speed here, and with these 2,000 metre races, we know that it can often be stop-start sort of races. I think he's a horse with a bit of upside to him.
Definitely, I reckon he's a nice horse on the rise, and whatever he's doing this prep, he'll definitely improve next preparation.
Let's have a look at the 6th race. It's a Class 4 over the mile. My little sneaky value shout in the race is going to be Treasure Chest with a lightweight and a good draw. Just a couple of improved efforts lately.
Yeah, it has been a little bit effort improved. He's drawn perfect, no weight in his back. He just looks a little bit one-paced. 1600 metre suits. Wouldn't be shocked if he gets over a little bit further in a couple more runs. I'm going to give Party Every Day one more chance. He just needs everything to go his way. There looks to be okay tempo in the race. Zach's now ridden the horse twice. He knows the horse. He knows what he's got to do on it, but he does need a lot of luck. Starship, I thought, was really good last start. Back down to Class 4. This horse likes Class 4, so he'll be a massive chance in the race. King Dragon's racing well, and I think Happy Ichiban is a nice horse on the rise. Still very new and raw, but he could be huge odds on the weekend. And Barrier 11, he's going to need a little bit of luck, but I didn't mind the way he was hitting the line late last start. But if Party Every Day finally decides to show his best, he'll win that race.
Okay. There's one other horse that I definitely should be giving more of a push for, or a couple in fact. Defining Moment last time just got caught up in interference at the 800 metre mark that put him out of contention. Got to the line well. My only doubt about him is back to the mile. I think he's more of an 1800 to 2000 metre horse. And Go Ballistic, blinkers on. He's recently got down in class. He was better last time out. I think can see him heading in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely. Both horses went well last start. I like the blinkers on for Go Ballistic. He's a nice horse. But Defining Moment, he's going to start under the odds, and he doesn't win too often.
No, just the one-time winner. The Sprint Cup then, race 7, Group 2, 4:10 Hong Kong time. So adjust that for wherever you're watching around the world. But this is where we get to see, I think, the most exciting horse in Hong Kong racing return to the races. It's Aethero, winner of 5 from 7. We haven't seen him since he ran a gallant third in the Hong Kong Sprint. No,
he's exciting. Probably one of the exciting horses in Hong Kong, if not the world. He's a horse on the end of everyone's tongue. We haven't seen him for a while, and he's a young horse. He's still got a lot to learn. 3-year-old. He's a big 3-year-old. He's a big, strong horse. I just hope we see his best, because his best is it's brilliant. So John's taken his time with him. I like that he's had the break. We spoke about him before. He's just a special animal. I think Zach will take him forward. He'll sit there, and I think he'll get a huge kick at the top of the straight. Hot King Prawn's he's a champion, this horse. He always tries his best. But he is a good horse, but he's not in the same league as Aethero. If Aethero shows his best. Thanks Forever, outstanding last start. Quite recent trial. Doesn't really like the all-weather track, but I thought his trial was good. And I've got to put Big Party in there for the summer. He's the horse with plenty of ability, and if a little bit of rain stays around for the next few days, he's a horse that likes to get his toe in it. So he's a horse that could be a bit of odds too. But definitely Aethero on top, and I think he'll spank his rivals if he produces his best.
Was Big Party disappointing last time?
Yeah, he was a bit. I thought he sort of just got to the outside, looked like he was going to go bang, and then he just turned it up. Is he feeling something? I don't know. We're not the horse. So I'm happy to, was his toughest test last start. He's definitely got the ability to explode when he gets the right race. And I think on Sunday we will see him a bit fitter. That last run was a bit hard, so it would have taken a bit of edge off him. So if you're looking for something in the race, a bit of I definitely think he's the horse. Okay, race 8, Class 4, 1200 metre contest coming up. When I look at the field, the horse I'm looking forward to seeing is Eptywins, because I've always thought he had talent, maybe a bit wayward at times, but had the natural ability. Blinkers on first time, first start for David Hall's stable. Watch him closely. Definitely. Big ticks in the stable change. Looks to be pretty good tempo in the race. I think he'll get back. Hopefully Matty Poon doesn't lose his compass. He can get him to the outside and let him charge home strongly. I would have liked to have seen a senior jockey on this horse, but they're all up the top on, Zach's on El Jefe. I actually thought Zach might have got on this horse. Does ride a bit for David Hall, but Matty Poon, speed on, he'll get to the outside, and if he's good enough, he'll be charging on late. I really liked El Jefe's much improved effort last day. He's always a horse that's had plenty of ability. Zach got him to settle, relax, bang, hit the line strongly over the 1,000, back to 1,200. I reckon he'll jump and Zach will grab hold of him a little bit, and he's a horse that does need to be cuddled. Dublin Star, plenty of ability. He's
horse you pull your hair out though, because he's, as you say, got plenty of ability, but he's very enigmatic.
He is, but he's only had 3 starts, so he can take his time. He'll be a better horse next season, but he's just, he does a lot wrong. And once, you know what'll happen, I reckon, with this horse, everyone will forget him about him one day and he'll absolutely blow a field away and show how good he is, because the ability is definitely there. So where Joy was better last start. But yeah, El Jefe for me, and if Epty wins, is a good win and place price. Definitely have something each way here.
Let's move on then from that 8th event and go on to the penultimate event on the card. Class 3, 1200 metre contest coming up. Pinghai Bravo's won 2 of his last 3 and will probably start the favourite.
Oh yeah, he'll start short.
Talented Thought I'd play it safe there by saying probably, just in case he doesn't.
I don't know what price you'll start, but probably, $1.70, $1.60, $1.80s. He's going to be very short. I'm going to bet around him.
You've never been taken by him, have you?
I have. I just think he's going to be a better horse next season. He's a big boy. He's a big horse. He just needs a bit of maturity. Barrier 8, I don't know where Joe's going to get to. And if I've got some slight concerns, I'm not going to be betting on a horse that, could be $1.40, $1.50. Elegir, he gets one more chance with me. I just hope he gets some sort of luck. He's going to be good odds again. He was much better last day. He had no luck. Just didn't have nowhere to go. The horse has ability. Hopefully he can produce that ability, the best of his ability on Sunday, because if he does, I reckon he'll run a huge race. Grant's riding well. Barrier 5. Grant's just got to stay out of the steward's room, and we'll continue to see a lot more of Grant riding winners. He'll suit this horse, but I'm just happy to have something on him, win and place, other than having something on Pinghai Bravo at the very short odds.
Yes, all right. One more to go then. Class 3, 1400 metres, race 10 on Sunday. You and I are both part of the Far Above fan club, but what do we take from last time?
He's definitely had something wrong with him last day. He wasn't that horse. He's better than that. You can see how good he is. Just go through some of his replays. His first up win this season. And his wins last season. He's a serious horse. I am surprised to see him back at the races so soon. I thought he may have had a break, but Dougie's the trainer, and he's a good trainer, so he knows what's going on with the horse. And I'm tipping Dougie would ride this horse every morning. So he's obviously giving him good signs that he's back to his best. And if he produces his best, he blows the field away. It's quite simple. But does he start short again because Joe Moreira and Dougie White? He probably does. A horse who I've been back in the last few starts is Hall of Champ. He's had absolutely no luck. Hopefully Matthew Poon can get some luck on him on Sunday. And Such a Happiness. Been trialled enormous for his new trainer. Tony Millard can get a horse off a different trainer and improve them. I think he's going to be big odds, good win and place odds, and I think he'll run a huge race. If Far Above, blows in the market and there is suggestions that he's not at his best, I would be having something on Such a Happiness at the win and place price. Okay,
in summary then, who's winning, Adam? Who are you getting out on? Or making your money out of?
Hopefully Aethero's at a backable price. I did hear that some people have gone up $1.60, $1.70. He's a good horse, but $1.60 first up after some issues, and might want to give it a little bit of a wind out.
What would you price him up at?
I don't know. Hopefully he gets out to $8. No, I'm joking. Hopefully he gets out to say $2.30, $2.40.
And hopefully we win Tats Lotto and we're broadcasting this from the Bahamas next week.
We can't fly anywhere, Edward. So,
that's true.
$2.
Private jet though, Adam.
Yes, $2.50 or something. I don't know. Hopefully he's just not under the odds, because it'd be good if we could get a fill up. But Kai Ying, excellent. I think he's the best on the card, and Elegir is my value runner. What about you?
Still figuring out an absolute best.
Yep.
From a value point of view, Epty Wins is a horse I've been following closely, and he would be my value pick for the meeting.
Yeah, I can't argue with you there. Would be good to see him charge on and show his best Epty Wins, because the ability definitely is there, and hopefully in his new camp he can produce that best.
Definitely. Potential wet weather on Sunday too.
Yes, the rain is around. Not that we're going to get a very heavy track, but some of these older horses that haven't seen rain for a while, they appreciate the, bit of get their toe in it a little bit, feel a little bit of water on the back of their legs. It does help them. So if you do see a horse in there at massive odds that you have had an opinion of, and he hasn't been racing well, definitely have something on him if they're big odds. Like that horse last week, there was a little bit of rain around. Dennis Ship's horse that flashed home and ran third at won its only start in the UK or Ireland by massive odds. I can't think of the horse's name now, but he hasn't been doing anything over here. He got a little bit of got his toe in a little bit on last weekend and ran a much improved race at huge odds. So you can find those value runners if they have a little bit of wet weather form.
Okay, I'll look that up and we'll be able to post it when we post our bit tips as well for Sunday. But looking forward to it. It's the warm-up for a big day coming up in 3 weeks' time, FWD Champions Day, our final major racing event here in Hong Kong. And to Beauty Generation versus Waikuku, and then to have Aethero in the sprint up against John Sizes, 3 sprinters as well as Big Party and Voyage Warrior. There's a lot to be excited about for the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. A huge month of racing. Champions Day is going to be a cracker, and then we get to see Exultant. It's exciting, but you know, if these horses don't produce their best on Sunday, just remember their grand final is 3 weeks away after that, so there will be some improvement coming out of the race. So fingers crossed we see Aethero win by 6.
And Adam will be the happiest person at Sha Tin if that is the case. Happier than John Moore and Zach Burton put together. We look forward to it. We'll see you at the track on Sunday, Adam.
Yep, and for anyone that wants to watch the races tomorrow, we've got a simulcast meeting you'll be hosting.
Yeah, that's right. Myself and Alan Aitken taking you through 7 races from Randwick for all of our Hong Kong-based viewers. So looking forward to that. And then it'll be myself, Tom Wood, Mark McNamara, Jenny Chapman, Paul Larry, taking you through the 10-race card on Sunday at Sha Tin.
Perfect.
Thought I'd give you a bit of self-indulgence, but a bit of a plug there.
Yeah, so we'll see. I've also just did an interview with Tommy about his rides tomorrow, so I'll post that soon. He gives a good insight into a few of his runners tomorrow, so make sure you watch that. He's keen on a few of them, so good luck, everyone. Hope you have a great weekend, and make sure you don't miss any of the live action. Cheers.